Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we have the second leg of the FA Trophy semi-final, a trip to Wembley at the end of it, and we are in a good position in theory at half-time, but also there is the likelihood that we could get ourselves promoted in this episode to the Football League. Don't miss it, stay with us, roll the credits. And welcome to episode 28 of To Be a Legend, and what an episode it could be too. My name's Mark. Today's episode we feature two games for you. First up, the second leg of the game against Ebbsfleet United in the FA Trophy semi-final. 3-0 up after the first leg. You will remember, you can see on the screen as well above me there. And also we have a game against Altrincham in the Vanarama National League. More about that in just a few moments, but just to recap on what has... nothing's happened since you've been last with us, because they're back-to-back episodes, but just to recap on what has happened in the FA Trophy so far. It's not a builder-base, it's an ICU, or whatever it is. As you remember, 3-0 win against Ebbsfleet in the first leg. A good win for us. And Eastleigh have lost 3-0 to Notts County in their first leg. So they've got it all to do at home in the second leg. But can they turn that around? Otherwise, we are up against Notts County in the final. As you will note, Notts County, we did lose to them earlier in the season. There we go. 2-0. One of our few losses this season. We've only lost twice. One of them against Notts County. One of them against Southend. That was one of them. There we go. The two games that we've lost. Notts County, past meetings, we've played them twice. Beat them all 3-1 at their place. And 2-0 loss at our place, so that doesn't make any sense, does it? But having said all that, so I suppose pretty much even Stevens. It'll be a good game, a good spectacle, no doubt. Ebbsfleet will come back to those in just a moment, but Altrincham is our second game up. They're 18th in the table. We've played them once already this season at their place, beat them 2-0. On that occasion, it was James Clark after 36 and Manny Norgate after 57 getting the points for us. Today, if we can get a win against Altrincham, we will be promoted to the Football League, by my reckoning anyway, unless my maths are completely wrong. The reason behind that is very simple. If I click on this one, that's the next round of games. No, they play again before we get... Well, interesting. Very interesting. As it turns out, our catch-up game is there. Tuesday the 16th. They've played on Friday the 12th of April. Not sure. I thought it was possibly Easter because they play on Friday and Monday, but it's not Easter. Easter in 2024. Slightly earlier, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. But they're playing again on Monday, which means that this could... It might all be decided before we get to... If Wrexham beat Chesterfield, it could all be decided before we get to play Altrincham, which is going to be a bit of a damn squib, really. I was hoping it was all going to be on tenterhooks with that. And the reason behind my going on is you'll see here, Chesterfield 1, Torquay United 1, which means with that draw, they are 10 points behind us. We've got a game in hand. Which means that the maximum they can get with 4 games to play, the maximum they can get is 97 points now, which means that we have 95 with the game in hand. Game in hand is against Altrincham. If we can beat Altrincham, will give us 98 points. Chesterfield can only get 97 as a maximum. We will be promoted as champions to the Football League. So the Altrincham game is all there to be done. If, before we get to that game, they lose to Wrexham, the most that they can then get with 9 points left available to them, they will be on 94 points. They will already we would already be promoted. So we'll be promoted by default. So it's a high probability we're going to get promoted at some point, either by default because they've played and lost, or by beating Altrincham, hopefully. That's if we can beat Altrincham. If we can't beat Altrincham, then it will go to the next episode, which could be even more interesting. But we'll worry about that when it comes to it. But in the meantime, we'll get on with today's episode. Nothing has changed. Oh, I say nothing has changed. We go into transfers. Matty Jacob, we have offered him a new contract. Well, not a new contract. He's been on trial with us pretty much all season. We have offered him a contract now. He is a left-sided wing-back, just cover for that left side. He's not fantastic in any manner, shape, but let's have a quick look at him. Currently 2.5 stars. Potentially could be 4 stars. We'll see whether he does the business in League Two. If he does, then it's possible he could get an extended contract. But he's only in with us until the end of next season. So he joins us at the end of the season in May, I think it is. We'll just have a quick check. That's assuming he signs. He hasn't agreed. He's also wanted by Dulwich Hamlet. So it depends on Dulwich Hamlet actually making a bid for him. And then... but we haven't seen anything yet. I'm quite sure when it would go through, but it will go through in May at some point or other. I don't know whether he might join us in time for the FA Trophy final. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's how that pans out. Let's get on with the episode. It's the FA Trophy semi-final, second leg. As I say, we've played them 3 times, beaten them 3 times. The last twice we've beaten them at their place by 2-0 and 3-0. They did give us a good run for our money in the game, the 6-3 win at our place. On that occasion, they were 2 up after 32 minutes, looking very good for it. Manny Norquette getting us back just before half-time, and then we pumped it up a little bit. Perry Moss making it 2-2 after 50. Elliot Newbury getting 1 after 75 made it 3-2. But then a hat-trick from Harry Bunn. Oh, in fact, it wasn't. We made it 3-2. Then, because Harry Bunn got 1 after 65. Anyway, really topsy-turvy game. But we were in our usual commanding form. Just didn't put them away quite as well as we have been in the last couple of games. Kearney, of course, that last game against them, we should have been absolutely shed loads in front of them. As we look at the stats, 33. I don't think we did look at the stats last episode. 33 shots, 18 of which were on target, over the over the 50%. 6.15 on the XG. I'm not seeing an XG quite that high. 64%. We were rampant, and it was only because of Jacob Kenny, who got a 9.7 in that game. Saved their day, saved their bacon. So we want a rerun of that game, really, and another good game from Johnny Smith would be absolutely fantastic. Right, let's go and have a look at the team then that will play Ebbsfleet United in the FA Trophy semi-final second leg, and see if we can get through to a final on the 26th of May. And this is the side that will face Ebbsfleet United in this FA Trophy second leg. And it's Malden in goal, Linton, Gamble, Williams and McAllister, our defensive line. Mundell and Camois are in front of them. Camois coming back in for Greaves. Smith, Raymond and Moss continue in the attacking midfield. They are today behind Hardy. A reason for that I will tell you in a moment. On the bench, Greenwich, Clark, Pattison, Bunn and Harry Smith. Harry Smith will make his debut if he comes on. The reason there's no Norquette today is Norquette is on a yellow card, which if you realise, if he gets another yellow card, he will not be able to play in that final, whoever it's against. That's on the assumption that we get through, of course. It may be a bit of a bad decision if we go on to lose this match because we haven't got Manny Norcat up front, but I'm confident that the rest of the team will bob in, and also that Joe Hardy just might show signs of actually doing something today. Let's hope he can. We do have a couple of other options if we get stuck. Perry Moss could play up front, so we do have a couple of options if we do get in a bit of a lava. But hopefully we can do it today. Harry Smith, as I say, hopefully going to make his debut. And this is how the two sides match up. We are playing our usual formation of a 4-2-3-1. Hardy heading up the attack, of course. They're playing their usual 4-3-3. The only difference is Solanke has dropped down into the central defence, whereas last time he played as a deep line defensive midfielder. Alban Jones is playing in that place at this time. Edser and Smith in midfield. We got Barnett and Bingham out on the wide. Goodwin plays up front, and Kenny, the man that stopped us last time, continues in goal. First highlight, and Edser with a free kick. It's gone over everybody. Cleared, but not cleared, and Linton doesn't get that. It's crossed to Edser, and we've closed him down, thankfully. They get one back here fairly early. Gamble heads that on. Raymond picks it up in midfield. Can we build an attack here? Moss, who's getting a lot of interest from that defender there. McAllister finds Mundle. Hardy through to Raymond. Mundle. Kenny doing that saving again. Notts County 1-up against Eastleigh in their game. Smith with the corner then. Swings it in. It's off the crossbar and cleared, but only as far as Mundle. The ball is still alive. The attack is still alive, but Mundle's given it away. Another quick highlight. And Godwin on the ball, but Gamble steals it. Raymond through to Moss. Moss in space. Crosses it into the area looking for that far post. Didn't find it. Free kick. Hollis with the free kick. Williams heads it looking for their player. But Smith, Linton, Gamble, Camwa, Williams, McAllister, Camwa tucked inside there. Moss looking for Raymond. Raymond didn't quite. He was a bit slow to get going. And Mundle. Who was that headed that down? It was Linton. Headed it down to Mundle. Mundle to Smith. Smith on the ball. Through to Mundle. Mundle! It's come back off the woodwork. We are missing chances this time. And at the end of the first half, not added to our 3-0 aggregate lead. 5 shots, 1 on target. They've had 4 shots, 1 on target. 0.91 versus 0.19 on the XG. We've had 64% of the possession. A lot of the possession, just not really managed to find that breakthrough. Joe Hardy not having a good game. He's on 6.4. He's going to find himself coming off in due course if he's not careful. Just hoping that we've done the right thing and not putting Manny Norcat in there. But I think we're better having a bit of a pungent attack in the final. So that's why we wanted to save him. So far, we're okay. To be honest, if it ends 0-0, we're okay. We've won the leg, won it 3-0, but obviously it'd be good to add to our goal tally. Let's see what we can do in the second half. And with 62 minutes on the clock, we've made a couple of changes. Harry Smith has come on for Joe Hardy up atop. Joe Hardy not doing any better in the second half to what he did in the first. And we've also taken Josiah Linton off. I think he's suffering a bit of tiredness out on that left. McAllister not doing so well on the right. So McAllister's played a couple of good games on the left. So we've pushed him out on the left. Plays quite well with Smith as well. And we've not seen a great deal from Johnny Smith today either. So hopefully those two can link up on the left-hand side. So those are the two changes we've made to date. And 71 minutes on the clock. They have a free kick. Goodwin is free. He's put it wide. Molden, though, with the goal kick. Gamble. With one of those. McAllister. McAllister now switched wings. Camwa looking for Johnny Smith. Johnny Smith has been let loose. And Harry Smith gets his first shot and he's gone wide. With 76 minutes on the clock, our final change. Reece Greenwich is coming on for Patrick Gamble. And they are the changes that we can make. All done. And what we really got to do now is go and see if we can just get that one goal that would just finish off the tie quite nicely. And a free kick for Ebbsfleet. Swung in. Chapman's allowed to get clear. Clark has sorted it out, but he's headed straight back into the path, and they've scored. They've got one back. Rakesh Bingham getting the goal. 3-1 on aggregate. Ebbsfleet United. We don't want them to score another one. Clark really not getting rid of this. He had players inside him and over the top of Williams, and Bingham was there. And nothing else happened. It's all over. We have won the leg through to the final, but we've lost on the day. Semi-final second leg, lost by a goal to nil. Rakesh Bingham didn't really play today. Louis Molden not having a great day in goal, and Hardy, we're missing that Norket fire up front, I think. But having said all of that, it was a good opportunity to rest him, having a 3-goal lead. Rest him and take a chance on the basis that we've got him for the final. Had he picked up another yellow card in this game, we would have been missing him for the next round, the final. 14 shots, 2 on target. A poor day in front of goal then. Not hitting the target as regularly as we have done just recently. 61% of the possession. They had 8 shots, 3 on target. 39% of the possession. It should have been a more comfortable win. Right, we'll go through, see how. I think we're going to be playing Notts County. They were winning 3-2 last time I looked, which means it's something like 6-2 on aggregate. So I think it's going to be Notts County in the final. We'll go and find out who we're going to play in the final, and then we'll find out how Chesterfield have got on in their game in the Vanarama National League, and whether we are promoted without playing, or whether we've got to play that game against Altrincham. Confirmation of the result. Notts County beating Eastleigh 3-2, 6-2 on aggregate. We will be meeting Notts County in the final. And confirmation of that. Buxton book at Wembley Place. Buxton play Notts County in the final on the 26th of May. That is the confirmation of that game. And a quick look at the schedule. There you go. We'll be coming back for that one-off game. And obviously then leading into the transfer window, as it is. Right. I don't think... Quick look. Oh, didn't want to do that. Don't think they have played their games. They haven't played the games yet. So, Monday the 15th. We're on the 13th. What we're going to do is we will come back once those games have been played in the Vanarama National League. And so these are the games that have been played, and you will see Wrexham have drawn 1-1 with Chesterfield. Wrexham taking the lead after 12 minutes. Chesterfield getting back on level terms just a minute later. But that was it, which means that as it stands, with 2 games in hand over Chesterfield, they have 3 games left to play. They can, maximum points they can get is 95, which means that with the superior goal difference that we've got, to be fair, we are pretty much there. We just need 1 point from our last 4 games, I think it is. 5 games, last 5 games. Just need 1 point from 5 games in order to win and get promoted to the Football League. I don't think it's going to be a difficult task. We've been out in the lead by 11 points for such a long time. Chesterfield losing both their last 2 games. sorry, not losing, but drawing both their last two games, dropping some 4 points on those two games. 1-1 against Torquay United, 1-1 against Wrexham. And so that takes us to today's games, and nobody else around us really going to cause us any problems. We just need to beat Altrincham, who are lying in 18th place, to get ourselves through and up into the Football League, League 2. And as we've already had a look at this, but we'll look at it again. We previously played them just the once, a 2-0 win at their place earlier in the season, back in December. Goals from Clark and Norquette on that occasion. Let's see and have a look at the team that will face Altrincham for this decider, almost certainly. And the team to face Altrincham in this Vanarama National League potential decider. It's Malden continuing in goal. McAllister's back out on the left. Williams, Gamble and Clark making up our defensive line. Mundle and Greaves in front of them. Smith, Raymond and Moss continue in that midfield with Norquette in front of them. Greenwich, Linton, Camois, Bunn and Hardy on the bench for this one. And here's how the two teams face up for this potential decider then. And we're playing in our usual formation. They're playing a 4-4-2. Jolly and McCloskey up front with Hammond in goal. Hook and Taraj are the wide players in midfield. First highlight, and it's gone over the top, thankfully. Jude Boyd with a throw in. Hook causing us all sorts of problems. And Raymond heading that down to Gamble. Greaves pushes it out wide, looking for one of the wide players, but nobody there. Lawrence. Williams underneath that one. Greaves back to Clark. Moss nearly made a mistake there, but back to Gamble. Gamble holds the ball up. Greaves. Gamble. Moss. And he's been tackled, and Taraj takes the ball off him. But Clark wins it back. Moss comes forward. Taraj causing him all sorts of problems there, but he gets it inside of Raymond. Back to Moss. Moss, can he get this ball into the area? Let's cut it back. He pulls it in. Raymond. Moss crosses it in. Norquette. 31st goal of the season. 1-0, 12 minutes on the clock. And we've got 1 foot in the Football League. Good build-up play. Moss, he was having all sorts of trouble out on that wing, but Raymond failed as well. I didn't notice that, but Moss managing to get it back in, and Norquette putting away another assist for Moss. Free kick. Raymond with a free kick, drives it in, and a header going over the top. Altrincham with a goal kick. Hammond takes it long. It's headed down by Williams. Raymond. Moss has a shot from just outside, but not really troubling Hammond. One ball forward. Gamble sweeps that one back, but Taraj getting there. One over the top again. Gamble. Clark looking for Norquette. Norquette gets there, heads it down to Moss. Moss puts it in the path of Norquette. Oof, and Norquette misses the target. Apologies if you heard the phone ring. I don't know if you did or not, but they have a goal kick. And Williams heading that down to Mundle. Mundle pushes it out wide again, but Smith, I think, Johnny Smith had come inside. McAllister winning that ball, tries to get it forward to the front line. Nobody there. Clark in defence. Mundle comes forward. He's forged a bit of space there. It's a poor ball in the first place, but he wins the ball back. Mundle, can he get thing? No, but Moss can. Moss is in space. Norquette, and it's over the top. It was a blocked shot, and it's out for a corner. 33 minutes on the clock. Smith with the corner. Swings it in. The defence clears it. Perry Moss was going to run out for it. And a corner. Johnny Smith with the corner. Swings it in, and it's in. And it's Greaves getting his fourth of the season. 2-0 after 36. And that 2-goal cushion now should give us what we require to get us into the Football League. Greaves, lovely run into the box. Beat McCloskey. And half-time has come. We've had 15 shots, 6 of which have been on target. Not quite 50%, but it's there or thereabouts. 2.12 on the XG, so we're 2 goals pretty much on tabs for the XG. 56% possession, which is a bit lower than it has been of recent times. Altrincham 4 shots, 2 on target, but their 2 shots on target pretty poor, I think. 0.07, 44% of the possession. So we are in the driving seat at the moment. Perry Moss having a good game out on the right, and Norquette getting on the score sheet, of course, along with Greaves. So we're definitely in the pole position for getting through. Just a quick look at the table as it currently stands. We have 98 points, still got a game in hand over Chesterfield. Chesterfield, don't forget, 3 games left, can only get 95 points. So we will have won it with 4 games to spare. Let's see how we can do in the second half. And our first highlight of the second half, Raymond rakes it in and header just over the top. And they are making a change. And with nearly 70 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Rhys Greenwich is coming on for Patrick Gamble. And Harry Bunn is coming on for Jaden Raymond. Moss moving into the attacking playmaker role. Smith moving over to the right. Bunn in his favourite position out on the left. So those changes just give it a little bit of extra legs up front. And then we'll see. We can make one more change, which we'll make in due course. And Bunn with a free kick. Ooh, and I think that was a save from Hammond. It was going in. And Smith to make the corner. Swung it in. It's cleared. Williams heads it back into the area, but it's cleared upfield. Hammond with the goal kick. A long goal kick looking for the front players, but Williams tidies up. Mundell. Greaves over the top for Smith. Smith heads it out wide, but nobody there. And Altrincham trying to get forward. McAllister tidying up, just biding his time. This one going out wide, looking for Smith, who's gone out on this right. Smith inside, looking to a through ball for Moss. Moss has got there and puts it away. 8th goal of the season. 3-0, 18 minutes on the clock. And before we watch the replay of that goal from Moss, we have made that final change. It's Mundell is off. Bobby Camwa comes on. And we get to see that highlight. Smith, lovely ball through. Didn't quite get to Moss, but Greaves come in, won the ball. And Moss just pops it away. Question of offside, possibly. And highlight from kickoff. Altrincham have it. McCloskey. Malarkey. And they're moving the ball around very nicely. But well behind now. And goes all the way back to Hammond. As they try and build from the back again. Lawrence on the ball. Green. Are they going to get a consolation goal? Toraj. Lawrence Malarkey. And it's gone out wide to Toraj. Nice build-up play. Toraj has a shot. And it's over the top. Corner from the far side. Bunn on corner duty over that side. Swings it in. It's a goal. And it's a Rhys Greenwich. His 3rd goal of the season. 4-0. And we're making it look extremely comfortable now. Bunn doing what Bunn does well. Perfect positioning for Greenwich and in the back of the net. And we get the trophy lift in front of our own crowd. 4-0 win today and promoted to the Football League. and we'll see now whether we get contracts and all the rest of it. Vanarama National League champions. And there we go. Good season. Who's going to do the cartwheel? Anybody for the cartwheel? There we go. Number 23, whoever that is. Always somebody doing a cartwheel. We never know who it's going to be. So, finals, final information then on the door. And good all-round performance. Nick McAllister not having such a good day today. He's played well, but perhaps not quite so good today. But otherwise, everybody else played their part, including Clark out on the right. He's turned into quite a good right back, actually. 25 shots, 10 on target, 3.23, 55% possession. They had 10 shots, 3 on target, 0.42. Good day at the office. And, well, as we already know, we are promoted to the National League. I just realised that Altrincham information's in here. That's what we wanted. Yeah, we know that we're promoted to the Football League. Yeah, we will have a look at the table and see if there's any news on budgets and stuff like that, and possibly even a contract. Who knows? We'll find out in a few moments. So here we go. Here's confirmation of our championship win. 98 points currently. We have a game in hand still over Chesterfield. And we've got 4 games to play. So 12 points potentially. We could actually hit 110 points if we can amass all those points. And that would be one heck of a record, I think. So record-breaking season. A perfect. Only lost 2 matches all season. Fantastic. Let's have a look and see if we've got any board request meeting to discuss club improvements. Okay. We do have initial budgets. Let's have a look. Board has set initial budget of the season, wage budget of 21,500. It was currently 17. Transfer budget of 6.74. May be altered later. So we've already got those budgets in place, and as you'll see, we're only spending half of that at the moment. Did say they were going to drop it to 14 if we'd stayed down, but we haven't. A scouting budget 30,000 overspent. We need to look at that for next season. The board is static at the National League win. Buxton Crown champions. So we've had a look at the budgets. We'll do the meeting and stuff. I think it's all going to come up on the next episode of what's happening. I don't think we can deal with it right now. The board would like to meet in order to discuss potentially turning professional. That's one of the targets set. Just need to, we're going to ask them now if we can get, if we can have an under 21 side. So we'll ask that question again. And then it's all about whether they offer me a decent contract or not, which I think they probably will do now. But we'll go through all this and do, which means that we don't need to come back as we originally thought we might have to for Halifax Town and Gateshead and Aldershot. We're going to play those 3 games offline. We'll come back. Oh, no, we won't. Sorry. Halifax Town and Gateshead will play offline. We will come back for Aldershot Town and Chesterfield on our final game in the Vanarama National League. Or games, should I say, in the National League. And then we've got one more episode after that. It is a FA Trophy final against Notts County before we prepare for our debut in the Football League in League 2. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Nothing not to enjoy, I guess. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this series, To Be a Legend, and a new series, and our other series currently going out, making Chelsea stand proud. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, you need to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM, because if the other series does finish, which I think it possibly may do, we will have a new series coming out, and it's going to be something a little bit different, something that I think I've only done once before. but something that I've perhaps just thought we might give a bit of a go. But more about that, and if you want to know more, you need to follow me on Twitter. New episodes To Be a Legend currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. It's going to be a big week next week on the series. Don't forget to join me on Monday for episode 29. Until then, it's a very goodbye.